Hi, welcome to Morning Jams on the Porch with Stephen Leake. I'm Stephen. It's Tuesday, May 27th, 2025. It's a good day. I hope you're having fun where you are, because I'm having a blast right now. I'm wearing my Indy 500 hat that my dad got me when he went out there to the race a couple years ago. Well, 2023, I think this is from. And I haven't really gotten into racing as much as I probably should have, since my dad was like a NASCAR pit crew guy for Buddy Arrington and stuff. I've been around it my whole life in cars and stuff, and I can do basic stuff about fixing my car, but it was never really, I guess I kind of took it for granted because it was so much a part of my life. My dad always wanted me to be a doctor or something like that, and that's kind of what I pursued early on as a kid. And but now that I'm back home and getting to know my parents as human beings, it's super interesting to hear my dad's old NASCAR stories. And I'm going to have him on my podcast to tell some of his stories later on, once I get a microphone to do it with. My computer and my mic got fried, so I'm trying to raise money, a couple $100 to get a podcast mic and something I can record a new song with. So every little bit helps. My site, StephenLeake.com and StephenLeakeMusic.com. You can download songs for $1. Some are free. At StephenLeake.com, I've got novels. They're in the form of ebooks, Porch collections that are audiobook and ebook. A ton of stuff, podcasts, videos from this show, and music videos, all kind of stuff. So check it out and throw me $1 or $2. Help me get a mic so I can interview my dad for my podcast. I've kind of forgotten about something that it should have dawned on me a long time ago, to talk about my uncle and cousin in the family business. Leake Furniture Makers, formerly Leake's Antiques. I grew up there. It's like a mile away from here, and I grew up working there. And it's like one of those things is just you take for granted because it's a part of your everyday life. And they've kind of gotten pretty famous for their work with the Trump administration. They built gift boxes. Well, they built gift boxes for the State Department for foreign heads of state and ambassadors and dignitaries and stuff. But they also built a special box for President Trump that held a Tiffany and Company jewelry piece that was given by Trump to the Queen of England for the occasion of the 75th D-Day anniversary. It was a small way that my family could be a part of history, which is super crazy because we're like just salt of the earth regular people. And like my parents are teachers, public school teachers, and like my uncle took over the family business in the 80s and took it from repairing antique furniture and selling antique furniture to making it and making period reproductions. And he's a genius. My Uncle John is a legit genius in woodworking, and so is my cousin Jay, his son. It's truly in the blood. And I grew up working there. I was never all that good. I just kind of sanded and swept up. That was my little contribution. But I'm proud to have done that. And my dad has built their website, and it's like an immense source of pride for our family. So I've lost a lot of friends in my support of Trump, but like you have to understand, like the Trump administration is important to my family and to me personally. And I'm not going to talk shit about somebody who's helped us out. Like, not only that, but I actually believe in the guy and his politics. And the only reason you don't like Trump is because he talks shit and he hurts your feelings, and the media told you not to like him. Like Trump, when the pandemic first happened, Trump came out on TV and said hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin, and tons of people died because they said if Trump suggests it, I'm not going to do it. And those were legitimate treatments that my other uncle, who's a medical doctor, prescribed people during the pandemic and saved lives. And if they would have listened to Trump and not have been stubborn jackasses, they'd still be alive today. And the media did that shit and is responsible for the deaths of thousands of people for that. Just because they wanted to show up Trump. It's fucking shameful. I'm sorry. I shouldn't cuss. My family's only complaint out of all this stuff I'm doing is that I cuss too much, and I'm going to work on it. I apologize to my friends who watch this. Sometimes my life can be unpleasant, and it's just a fact. It's a consequence of realities that I chose, but I'm going to work on not cussing so much. I've got my Fast and French mug. It's my favorite restaurant in Charleston. It's a French place near the Judicial Center on Broad Street. And I go there every time I'm in Charleston visiting Leslie and the baby. They have this cafe cream, which is just a mug with vanilla ice cream and coffee. It's super indulgent and right up my alley. And I've got me some Black Rifle coffee, which is veteran owned and unapologetically American. I'm going to kick with that right now. Family is super important to me, and strong families are vital to society and the building blocks of society. And I don't understand the Democrats and their need to try to destroy the family and replace it with the state. It's just backwards ass thinking. I will always advocate having strong families. Like the tighter knit our communities are, that's a good thing. And the more independent we can be, the better. Why in the world you would want to erode family values in favor of some kind of secular religion is ridiculous. I mean, it's just, I will never understand it. It's a kind of this new religion of socialism and communism, and socialism is just one step on the path to communism. And nobody I know that's a serious thinker takes Marxism seriously as anything other than just a weapon to destroy shit in civilization. Like socialism is a means to an end for hardcore communists. They will use whatever excuse or cause they can to the ends of revolution and subversion. All it is subversion. And nobody that I know that's worth their salt as a thinker or intellectual actually takes that stuff seriously. It was not viable in its own time, and it's even less than useless and irrelevant for 21st century realities. Anyway, I'm going to stop my political rant for a second and start jamming. I've got the lyrics to American Gangster for you. Precipice of a golden age, a time of peace and prosperity for all Americans. pushing. This is the last stand on earth for freedom of the individual. It's our birthright to live free and safe, to speak our minds and keep what we earn. We won't be grounded to dust by taxes and bureaucracy. I will always be a friend of those who sacrifice for others. We will never submit to tyranny as long as my friends and I have breath in our lungs. Our birthright to live free and safe, to speak our minds and keep what we earn. I hope you like that. One thing that I've been thinking about that is essential to our communities is citizen journalism. And I've got a couple domain names. One is called thetruthispower.com. The other is truthispossible.com. And also weareundersiege.com. If any of my friends or any of you want to do anything with me on that and collaborate on a citizen journalism site, I'm totally down. Just shoot me a text or a message or an email. My email is steve@monarchliterary.com, or you can message me on Facebook or through my website contact form at stephenleake.com. It's democracy does not work, or actually a constitutional republic cannot work without an honest media. And we need to have citizen journalists to take the place of where our legacy media is no longer there, or is unwilling or unable to do their job. There's a real need for people to start going to these city council meetings and county council meetings and town halls and stuff, because if nobody is holding them accountable and reporting on what's going on in these meetings, then our local government and our state government can do whatever the fuck they want and just tell the people afterwards what they're doing. I'm sorry to cuss. It's just I'm passionate about this kind of stuff. It's important. And the government and power can ram down whatever crazy laws they want if nobody's taking the opportunity to report on what they're doing and going to meetings. Everybody needs to do what they can to start to pay attention to what's going on in politics. And you can't really complain about all this new growth and all these housing developments popping up, if you're not going to town council meetings, and city council, and like actively being engaged with the community. We need people to go to these things and report to the rest of the community on what's going on. I have a lot of friends in the John Birch Society who do go to our local government meetings and stuff, and what they do is super important, and more people need to be doing it. You need to be talking to your friends and your family about politics and what's going on, and not just what you hear on the cable news and Fox News and CNN and MSNBC or whatever you watch. That stuff is political entertainment. It's hardly even real, okay? It's meant to piss you off and rile you up and like keep you on an emotional roller coaster. What you need to be doing is focusing on real journalism and real sources. And I know it's meant to disorient you and infuriate you, but what we can do is collaborate with me on a citizen journalism site. Throw in $20 a month so we can have a website and post what goes on in these meetings. You know, that's a small way we can make a big difference. That wouldn't cost very much. Think about it. I sit around all day and think about stuff like that. I had a guy who reached out to me with some business ideas, and I kind of let him into my world, and it was like too heavy for him. And then like, don't come to me with like ways to fight the man and business stuff if you're not gonna, you know, like, I don't know. I understand the world is crazy. It's meant to be that way. It's meant to be stressful and wacky. But we need to find ways to reconnect with real life and get away from social media and our phones. I know I like post on social media a lot, but it's how I make money, because I don't really have any other option because I'm on disability. And art and music and writing is something I've worked on my entire adult life. And I've been honing my craft in writing and wordsmithing and poetry for 20 years. And I'm finally at a place where I'm good at it and can write decent lyrics. And now I've just, in the past couple months, started working on the music side of it. And I've already got like more streams than a lot of professional touring musicians, and it's kind of nuts. I don't really have like a sophisticated enough ego to deal with it right now, or to process what that means. I just like do it because it's fun and I'm good at it. And like, I'm gonna start developing my craft in music now, and so I can maybe in 5 or 10 years be a legit musician and songwriter. I'm just starting out right now with music, and it's because it's fun and I love it. And I get to hang out with my family all day and get to know my parents as human beings, and sit on my porch here and play music all day and chain smoke cigarettes and write books. It's hella fun. I love it. And my parents raised me to think for myself, and they've given me the freedom out here to be creative and to explore my own ideas. I'm very grateful to my mom and dad for allowing me to do this. They don't always understand my art, but they've always supported me. I've never gone without. And I'm very grateful to them. I have been ending the show with some Pink Floyd in honor of my ex-girlfriend who died, Amanda Zabella. But I'm open to different songs. She was a warrior of the highest order, an epic human being and patriot. I'll miss her. And I carry her pain and her memory with me for the rest of my life, gladly, because it's the least I can do for her. I'm going to play it one more time until I get tired of it. For Amanda. I hope you all have had a good Memorial Day. I didn't post any videos yesterday because I slept till like 3 in the afternoon. I needed it, and I've been working my ass off, or I've been working hard. My parents have had to get on me about not working so much, but I have an addictive personality, and I will do anything that feels good to excess, even work. But I'm being productive, and it's enjoyable. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Like and subscribe. It really helps me out. And support me if you can. Thanks for being here with me. It's super appreciated. We're going to win. Take care.